G'day everyone and welcome to episode 47. In today's episode we'll be attempting this little scarecrow area. It's a bit of a longer video, so I've added two of the buildings in this just because I really didn't see the point of just releasing little videos of just one build. I think that's not fair to you guys, so I thought that if for this area I try to do two buildings each video, I think that's fair and we can get through this pretty quickly, as I really don't want to drag this out longer than what it has to be. I know a lot of you guys have been patient, so it's very rude if I sat there and said, oh well, we're gonna take 20 episodes on this area. I think this area should not take as long, but this is pretty much just like a tiny little section of the park. A part of it in real life that annoys me, as on the top of the Doomsday Destroyer there's train tracks and they lead into a tunnel, or I'm air quoting tunnel, and it always annoyed me that when you actually stand there and look, it just goes into a wall, and it's like, I feel like they kind of built themselves into a corner and were kind of like, well, like no one will notice, but I notice. So I spend some time on this trying to get just that tunnel right and stuff like that. Like, you'll see me do that off camera and stuff, but also with the little scarecrow area, that was pretty hard in itself to try and to get right. But I think I found a nice balance of what we've been doing and what we're up to currently. I did have a moment of freaking out though after I finished this building, was that I was making this area too open, but I filled myself back up with confidence when I imported the Doomsday Destroyer that I've built back into it, and obviously that being there just makes it's you wait till you see it. Like, it's insane how well that fits into this area. The other part of this is just a little tiny like pub sort of building. Well, it's meant to look like a pub-ish, and then obviously in the next episode we move on to the poison ivy section and the killer croc section. So just with this, the little scarecrow area in itself, I wanted to do something different, as if it's not actually Scarecrow himself, it's more he's left a trap for Batman, or for, well, yeah, I suppose for Batman. Like, I don't think he'd ever fight Superman, but just for Batman, as if it's set up as like, I've been here, I've taken what I needed, come find me sort of thing. So that's what I ended up settling with. A lot of these areas are interactable with guests, so I put a little interaction point for the guests in the park to use, so that it goes off every 5 minutes or so with the gas that you would have seen at the start, and pretty much blast guests with just air to make them feel like they're being attacked. I have a couple of different ideas for obviously the poison ivy section and the killer croc section. Obviously I can't import a poison ivy, import a scarecrow, import that cool killer croc section, but I have some unique ideas that are coming up in my head to counteract that we can't have the special guest appearances of the villains themselves. But if you guys have seen my Arkham Asylum coaster, if you've downloaded that and actually looked at the villain part inside of it, I feel like I'm going to recreate something sort of like that, with obviously a Mr. Freeze, Scarecrow as you've already seen, and Poison Ivy, because I feel like with this area, because in real life they're getting rid of Arkham Asylum, I thought it would be cool to recreate where they would recycle some pieces and stuff like that. So like, if this was a real life park, they wouldn't just throw all that stuff out in the trash, they'd move it to this area where it can be flushed out a bit more. So all the Poison Ivy stuff would be moved, all the Mr. Freeze stuff would be moved and stuff like that. So I thought that would be cool in itself as an idea, but let me know what you guys think down below, how it's going so far. I feel like we're finding a nice balance of making it our own, sort of, because yeah, it's a pretty basic area when you really sit back and look at it, but like basic I mean by the buildings, not by the actual area itself, is it was kind of designed on a budget, and they did a pretty good job. But yeah, I've always felt like this part of the park was rushed, or it's unfinished, and they needed to add more. But we'll see what they do. So this is just me again trying to recreate my own windows. I wanted to sink them into the wall, so very hard with the limited pieces that we get. I actually seen a post the other day saying that this game was dead, and that like there's no need for a Planet Coaster 2 because of how dead this game is. And I was just scrolling through the workshop the other day, looking at people's like designs and stuff like that, and for them to say that, like if they abandon this game itself, like, and seeing the stuff that people are still creating on a game that's this old is like insane to me, of how they could abandon something like this. So hopefully they are working on a Planet Coaster 2, because it'd be pretty sad if they weren't. Just this part here, see how I have the Scooby-Doo coaster in the back? I initially wanted to put a extra rail car there, and it worked out perfectly because it hung above the ride inside of that building. If anyone's downloaded it, they know that that's all open inside of there. That's the Scooby-Doo coaster runs on its own track in there. But it allowed me to create the tunnel itself for that, to build inside of that building. And then you'll see in the next video that with the backdrop area, that I create just a fake facade of a skyline with all the buildings. And I feel like I found a nice balance with that as well. But that's on the next video. The rest of this video is just me pretty much chill building. It's a bit longer of a video, I'm sorry about that. Let me know if you enjoy this sort of 2 buildings at a time thing, or if you would like me to go to one building and I'll try and release more videos throughout the week just to separate it up. Yeah, that'd be helpful if you guys could do that, because yeah, I just felt like I didn't want to waste everyone's time with just little videos and stuff like that. I think that if I was watching this series, I wouldn't want it to be dragged on longer than it has to be. So that's just my opinion. But yeah, if you could let me know in the comments what you think, like whether you think that that's silly of me to think that, or it's dead on, or like whatever, just let me know. Other than that, I'm not going to talk this whole episode because it is pretty long, so I'm just going to play music for the rest. But thanks for watching. Continue to like, continue to subscribe. It's really like helping me out when you subscribe, because it's helping the algorithm suggest this to more people. I've noticed that more and more people are finding these videos now, that we're getting like really into it. People have been looking for a YouTube build series, and we seem to be ticking a lot of boxes for people. So thank you so much for what you guys have been doing. Just keep doing that, and I'll keep building. Like, that's pretty much the deal we got going on, guys. So thanks very much, have a great day, and I'll see you next time.